Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County in Ontario themed city. And make sure to hit the like button too. The like button helps the channel a lot. It's been a few days since we last chatted. I must say I've been enjoying my little break. It's just a break from this because I got so many other commitments going on right now. But we'll be back full time January 10th. Normal schedule, so I'm looking forward to that. But I really wanted to hop on today because I'm recording this shortly after they announced the new DLC for this game. So I wanted to hop on here, create a video for this coming week so we can, one, do a pretty cool little build I have planned, and two, talk about what's going to happen with the channel with this new DLC and when we restart in January. So today's episode, we are going to be building a small farming town close to where we built our previous small town, Dean Hills. But I figured it was a pretty it's a needed thing in the city. We need to have a couple more small towns throughout the region, because when we started the series, it's not just the city, it's a whole county. We're building a whole region, so we need some supporting infrastructure. Another thing that I've kind of been debating about and how we're going to do this is we need secondary industries. Technically we don't. The city's fine, but it's going to take a lot less strain off of our train network if we have multiple hopefully everything's still good with that recording. I had to pop up my previous window. Okay. But by having secondary industries throughout different parts of the city, it's going to really help support that transfer of goods between the industries and the commercial zone and our unique factories as well. So let's take a quick peek at what the city is. Last episode, we started building cottage country, and since the city hasn't really simmed a lot since, I'm just going to skip it for this episode, but we're definitely going to come back to it. Most definitely. I love doing this. It was a lot of fun. I love these detailed builds. But I just want to get away from this at the moment while we let the city, let it all zone up together, because, we just got to wait a little bit. It's, sometimes it takes a little while for residential in neighborhoods like this to zone up. So I want that to happen before we continue building. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, we're going to be building out over here. This is a great opportunity to get a secondary farming industry. We don't really need a lot of industry, but we're starting to see some difficulties of getting some crops out over here where we have a unique factory that requires crops. And why is that happening? Well, so many other factories require crops, and we have our factory, our farming industry over here. Now, what we could do is we could just keep adding to it, or we can have fun with it and have a pretty unique build and getting a bit of a farming town over here. So that's what I want to do today. But let's start talking about the new DLC. The new DLC comes out January 25th, and it's called Airports DLC, and we just built our airport. If only we waited. But that's okay. My thinking, and let me know if you guys are okay with this, is in January, we're going to be starting a new series. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a prairie-themed city because we're moving west. We started on the East Coast, went to Quebec. That city crashed and burned, quite literally. Now we're in Ontario, so we're going to move west into the prairies, and then the city after that's going to be in BC, or set on the West Coast. So what I'm thinking is by the time we start our new city, we're not going to really be able to build an airport in our new city. So on Tuesday, I'm going to post a video. It's going to be out later in the afternoon, my time, Eastern time, North America, that day, because I would need to record it, edit, post for that day. So what I'm going to do is we'll probably take a section over here and we'll look at all the assets. And then either that episode or the episode after, we're going to delete everything here that we've done, or at least like the airport part, and we're going to build using the new module DLC. At least that's what it seems like it is. So this city is going to get the upgraded DLC, and then the next city is also going to have that DLC as a part of it. But since we're still going to be building on this city and in our new city with the new DLC, I figured might as well get that new airport in with this city as well. And you know what? We never really finished it, so now it gives me an excuse to continue to ignore it any longer. But you know, at least we have some really strong infrastructure through here. There's still some things I want to do with the roundabouts, but we're going to be saving that for when we get back more into it. I feel like with these one-off videos in over the holiday break that I'm taking, it needs to be more individualized. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be building a farming town. And then if we look at how we did our last farming town, we kind of took the main highway that it ran through and we put it right through the middle of the town. We're going to be doing something similar, but we're going to not use the main highway. We're going to be kind of treating it as like a town that's off the highway, not a town that's on a highway. I mean, this isn't really a highway. I guess this is off a highway as well. So yeah, so we'll also be getting a new town out over here eventually too. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that plan, about the recording schedule. So it will be out later in the day on the 25th, and then we'll record part 2 of that new airport DLC kind of look for the next day as well, but that'll be out normal time. All right, so it's been a little while since I played. So I think the idea is I'm going to get some farming features through here, but what I think we need to do is we need to get a connection here, here, and then we'll make this a roundabout. So I think we'll start off with making this a roundabout. So I'm just going to pause the game. While we do this, we're going to go into highway, and let's just grab, I feel like a 2-lane highway is going to be enough, but I think we'll just stick with the 3. Holy cow, it has been a while since I played. I forget everything. Roundabout. What? There we go. Oh, and I need to choose it from here too. Holy cow, it's been a while. 3-lane road. Okay, let's just throw it in and then we'll upgrade it to the highway version. I mean, honestly, it probably doesn't really even need to be a 3 lanes. But you know, that's what a lot of people do with these with roundabouts like this. Kind of gives people an opportunity to get into a lane they want. And you often want one more lane on the roundabout than you have coming in. So we have 2 lanes coming in through here. So perhaps you get into the right lane, and that's like you're going this way, and then well, we haven't built it yet. But then you get into this lane, and it's like straight and then left. So perhaps that what's going on here. Okay, so then let's go out over to here. Let's get our asymmetrical road, and we're just going to connect that up. And I know it's different, but this is going to be a bit of a residential town leading into some farming. So I only kind of have like a rough idea what I want to do with this in my mind. So right now we're just getting some dedicated turning lanes, and then we're just going to hold shift over the roundabout. There we go. So we have it all set up properly. Hopefully now we can re-sim the game. So yeah, I want a connection here. I feel like we're gonna get some residential out over here, and then we're gonna have like the main part of the town running off of a connection right here like this. Then we'll have another connection right through here just for ease of access. So right about here, I guess, is where we need to have that connection. So I think if we're gonna be running it off of a grid system, probably going to want to run it off of the grid that we'll be making right here. So let's just grab this dirt road, throw it out as far as possible. That wasn't the dirt road. Holy cow. You know, you never really know how much you forget if you've been away for something for a little while. Alrighty. And then we're just going to grab that and swing it out over here. That's a pretty good distance. I was hoping it'd be a bit closer. So let's go from here. Just make sure we're at a 90-degree angle. That's pretty good. And we'll connect up like that. Okay, so it's not going to stay as dirt roads. I just wanted to make sure that we were on a fairly gridded system, because we're going to be getting farms through here, and farms are often well plotted out. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So this is going to be a really small town, but it's going to have a large area because of farms. Okay, so we'll get that in there, and then this is the highway, so we won't encourage people walking along here. So what we'll do is we'll go into our highway system here, grab this asymmetrical road, and we'll just make this whole thing asymmetrical. So we'll flip that around about right here, We'll get them to line up. We're freaking cars out. They're like, how the heck is the city so efficient at building roads? Well, I was driving on it and all of a sudden it was upgraded. You know what? After looking at this, I think we should probably just go for a good old 2-lane highway connection right through here. Just, you know, keep those 2 lanes. Bada bing, bada boom, you know? So let's do that. So dedicated turning lanes coming out, and then dedicated turning lanes through here as well. I feel like this connection might not be crazy busy, but perhaps cars coming in from out of bounds over here will turn and then come into the city. So we do need to make sure that that is at least accessible. Alrighty, and then we'll upgrade that a little bit right there, just for a turning lane. So we'll just do that. And then we'll swap into node controller here. Node controller is a fantastic little tool. So I want this to line up with that. And there we go. Now we have a nice clean turning lane. Now technically this person's going to stay in this lane and then this person will turn into here. This lane particularly. So just to eliminate any possible congestion issues, what you can do is just do that. And pretty simply every other every other car will know where they're going, but I just want to make sure that these cars lock into these lanes. And then there's multiple ways they can switch across. There's only one lane they need to switch across anyways. Okay, so let's look at upgrading this dirt road now that we placed it down. So this is just going to be a normal road. This is the main street of the town. Nothing special to it. And then this will be a dirt road as we see fit, and we can also get some more down the line. Okay, so where is the main portion of the town going to be? Well, let's think about where a town would naturally want to grow up. Now, this river is rather low for this area. We could probably play with that a little bit to make it a bit higher. But you know, you'd think that the town would probably see its first settlements a bit closer to the river. Maybe the city's changed the embankment or something on it. Let's see where the nearest water source is. How high can we bring this before it bleeds over the bank here? Yeah, we don't have much leeway. And this one also is pretty low. Whoa, there we go. Yeah, not really much I can do. Probably lower the ground a little bit, but we'll let that play out. Okay, so I'm thinking we see some residential development over here. Now again, this isn't going to be a huge town. So I think we're going to see a majority of the farms through the middle here, obviously, because this is where the fertile land is. So let's just try and let's just wing out some roads. Just, you know, we're just going to wing it. Right about here. And this one is not going to connect, but we do need to make sure that it's at a 90-degree angle. Nice. And how far was that? It's 850, 34 units. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. We're just kind of making a bit of a grid. But this is a farming grid. Okay, we'll just do that. And we'll wait to see where we're going to get our connection over here. So I think we're going to have our main connection right about here. Again, we're just winging it, right? Doesn't really matter how it looks right now, because we'll be tweaking things as it goes. So this isn't going to be a major connection either, right? This is just going to be a bit of a slip lane off onto the highway here, the main highway. But I think we'll get some residential through here, and yeah, we definitely need to get a main road connection through here too. So you know what I should have done? I'm silly. I was so focused on trying to maintain a grid, but I didn't even realize that I wasn't doing it over here, and now I've messed everything up. So we just delete back a little bit. Hopefully everything stays okay. And right about here is where we need to bring that connection in. So we'll just do that, and then I actually used the wrong road too. Just need to use that one to connect up into there. Okay, yeah, that curves a little bit into the highway. Perfect. So now let's get this road through here, and we'll connect that up, and then we'll go down into a dirt road. Where is it? It's rural. Yes. Whoa, what was I even thinking? Building sideways, and that happened. Alrighty, and then let's go out 34 units one more time. Wish I could see what I was doing. Oh my god, that's 35. Oh, we were so close. Okay, 34 units. And we'll bring that out to at 90 degrees. There we go. And this is going to come right through here. And then we'll delete that little bit. Okay, so we have the basics laid out for some farms. So I think we'll have a farm in here, a farm in here, a farm in here. So we're kind of creating some farming plots, and then I think we'll have a couple through here. So this is going to be like a rather large production, but I think it'll be pretty good. You know, and also when you're looking at rural towns like this, there's often lots of vacant areas with trees, right? So we have the farms over here, but there's a forest a bit. We might not even take these roads, or we might not even leave these roads. But I'm thinking the main kind of town's going to be off of here. So let's grab this and let's just make a nice little connection here like that. And we'll have a big space between these two streets. We'll do the same thing. All right. And then this is a pretty prime location for building. Nice, and then we'll just get some dirt roads through here. Actually, that should have been a dirt road too, shouldn't it? Should have. Okay, so perhaps we'll also just drag this one out a bit farther as well. All right, so what I'm thinking is these houses are some wealthier zoned houses. But you know, it's also one of those types of neighborhoods that everything is rather similar and symmetrical. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing these to kind of create lots. Whoops. So every other, like, kind of making like some space right here. And you know what, the one of the ends will have to be a bit different. Okay, and then let's get some trees right through here to kind of block it off. So I'll have some housing right through there. We can come back and detail it a little bit, but then I'm thinking, yeah, and we'll have, this is a bit bigger than I was expecting me to make this town. Not gonna lie. So perhaps what we do instead is this will remain like a bit of like an outer development, but we'll need to encourage zoning to happen here. So what we can do is, you can always just throw a dog park down, and these things they blend in really well with like an area, and they add a huge boost to the build. So if we go over here though, I think this is maybe a bit more of a suitable area for a town. So this is the main street, this is the highway connection. The town is built off of the main street, not the highway. So what we'll do is we'll just take this, we'll make it a bit of a smaller area. Right about there, we'll connect down. We got a split right down the middle here, like that, and then we'll get a larger road connection right through here. And then we'll mimic the same thing over on this side. So that would probably mean this one would be upgraded. And then we need to do something similar like that. And then over And we don't really need to do the same thing on this side because I feel like now we're starting to get into what's going to be farmland, right? Okay, so this will drag. We probably don't even really need to get a road through there, but perhaps some dirt roads as extensions might work a bit better instead. They'll just kind of go into dead ends. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we'll upgrade this little bit of road to dirt, or to asphalt, I guess. All right, and then we'll get some shops through here. So we're just gonna go with 3 wide, and then we are going to get some residential along the back here. And again, just kind of randomized patterns. I'm leaving a gap between the zoning as well. That is important. And every town needs a school. So we're going to go with an older style school for this town. So this school is going to go be right off of the main highway connection here. It doesn't need a high school because we need to make this a specific type of zoning. But what we do need for sure is a fire hall and stuff. Oh, look at that. We did get some zoning. So we're going to say this is like a bit of a newer fire hall. And it's going to be right off of this main intersection here. And we will just grab this one right here. We'll leave it a bit of a gap off the highway. And perhaps we'll get some warehousing or something out this way. But we do need water. Forgot about that. Wouldn't be an episode if I didn't forget water, right? Holy cow. So we'll start just in this roundabout. We'll go down the main roads and we'll just kind of follow them along. Okay, nice to see that this wealthier development is coming in. Get that connection, and then we'll follow this all the way. Whoops, there we go. And we'll bring these ones through as well. Oh, and we need to connect it to everything. So let's say that we're running off the same water as Dean Hills. So we'll just bring this over. I'm just going to kind of do it pretty roughly here, just to save on some time. And there we go. So I think we'll just need to continue to do this along these farm town roads. Alrighty, just to make sure that we don't miss anything too drastically. All right, so we're getting 2 smaller developments through here, and I guess it's time to name this town. So this is going to be there we go. This is going to be the town of Pearson. So the theme that we're kind of going for with this has been, oh, actually European suburbia could be nice. Yeah, so say this town was a bit of a farming town, right? So maybe it was built up in the 50s when, whoa. Uh-oh. That's city policies. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Hopefully I didn't screw anything up. When Lester Pearson was the Prime Minister of Canada, he's a really interesting character. He won a Nobel Peace Prize. So, you know, everyone has their good parts and their bad parts. But he won a Nobel Prize, and that's pretty cool. So we'll need a police station too. So I'm thinking this town. I don't really love the idea of having the police station in this really small style of town, but perhaps what we do is we get a yeah, maybe we'll have it over here. It'll be a bit more of like what's it called? Like a provincial police department. I guess state troopers. I don't really know how it is in America, but oftentimes we're driving along highways like this in Canada, you'll see like just a police station pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And pretty much what that is it's like an area for the provincial police, the highway patrol kind of cars. So we'll have that, and you know what this fire department and this police station need is it needs extra parking, right? So we have this beautiful little parking asset that goes great beside fire halls and stuff like that. So they park their extra fire engines here, they park their extra police cars, they park their civilian cars here. Awesome. Okay, so another thing you often see, even though we have the monument, we still do need healthcare, but I think these look incredibly like veterinarian clinics. And since this is a farming town, I don't see why we can't have a nice veterinarian clinic or something right in the main town here. Or maybe it's human and animal. Yes, some of these are a bit big, but maybe this one, for example, is like some newer development. I don't mind the bookstore. It's a much lower density building. This one is a bit too city. This one is really similar, and we also have other similar ones. This one's really cool. I like this one. I wish it was on the corner. You know, every town needs a burger shop, right? And this is a great one. This is just like a really small, like side of the road kind of place, right? I like that. Okay, so we have school. We probably need a bus route, so why don't we grab that bus route? Oh, post office too. Every town needs the post office. So perhaps we'll get that right in here. And we need a bus route. So this bus route is gonna stop right here first. Actually, no, let's get it to stop. Let's get it to stop out here. And then it'll come right down in here. One stop right there. And where is this gonna go? Where should this connect up with society? How about the zoo? Because the zoo is where there's a huge transfer. So it'll come right down through here. And then it can stop right in the zoo here. So why don't we put it right over here, because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of buses there at the moment. And then we'll come all the way back through here, rotate down, and then we'll get it to stop right here again. And then it can loop around through one of these neighborhoods. Oh, what's happening here? It's looping around. Okay, so then we'll get it to stop right out over here or something, just to maintain that. And how about we just get a bit of a turnaround point for this bus. So I'm just going to have to drag it, put it back, and then now I should have it right here. Perfect. Okay, so we'll just go into that bus really quickly. So it's going to be bus line 64. Here we go. So let's make the color of this one very interesting. How about light green, like that? And bus line 64 is Pearson. Whoa. Pearson bus line. And it doesn't need that many buses. That's way too many. I think like 7's probably too many anyways. But I mean, there's already someone waiting here. Oh, yeah, there is. So this person, for example, is waiting to go to servicing services. Holy cow, that's like way down into the city. So I mean, that's pretty useful. Good thing we did that. So it means we can get some more development out this way as well. So let's just say drag a little bit more housing through here. So same thing, will be really similar. Same, like houses built almost identical to each other. This one's gonna be right there. And then I don't really want one backing on that dog park. This is where that bus is. So perhaps we can get some type of city service there as well. I don't really know. But this is like a newer development that's happened. This is the original town. So we definitely need to work more on the original town. So let's do a bit of a vast zoning right here. And this whole block is going to be filled with housing. We also need a playground for behind the school here. So this is going to be a bigger playground. Mainly because we have the space, right? Why not? It's an older town too, right? So we're not really pressed for space. It'll add a big boom too. And then often what times when you see what you see in these small towns is dirt roads already, like people living off of dirt roads. You know, the city hasn't paved them yet, you know, so I think we'll just do something like that. And we'll just do that. There we go. We'll let everyone else figure out where they want to live. Let's get that. I don't like leaving more than 2 spaces. Okay, so that's probably gonna be all the commercial we need in this town. But I would assume Main Street wouldn't just end right here. So I think what we would have is, say, another block coming through here. Whoa, why is this off? So Heather Street is the main street of the town. Probably wouldn't be named that, to be honest, if it's the main street. Okay, so you know what? I think I just need to delete that really quickly. There we go. And perhaps after that little block right here, which we can also make into housing. Yeah, let's put it there. This can be a dirt road connection. So what I'll do is grab the dirt road. Holy cow, let's get going. Rural, there we go. And this can go into here for future expansion. I think we'll just leave it for today. But we definitely need some more roads, so let us do something like that. So I think that was the same size. Ah, no, it was not that size. It was a full block, so that is an 8-unit block of street. So that is that. And let us just vastly zone that, or whatever the word is. Okay, so while we're looking at the district here, I need to do a few things. So we need to make this farming industry. We could also change up the commercial, but I don't think we will. I think we'll leave it. And yeah, I think maybe some policies too might be in order. So we go into themes, note policies. School's out. That's one that we really need in this town. And since this is a small town, I would really like tax relief for low density and tax relief for, whoa, wrong one, for low density commercial. There we go. And then for industry, this industry 4.0, which is it, that one? Increase production output by 50%, reduces workplaces. Yeah, okay, so we'll do industry 4.0 for here. What this is going to do kind of is, we'll just put that there anyways. Industrial space planning too. It doubles the amount of goods produced by zoned industry. I like that. Don't really care about money, to be honest. More worried about getting the amount of workers in that we need. Okay, so what else are we missing here? Well, we're missing, this is a small town from the 50s, back when Canada was a very monoculture society. So I think we need a church in this town. So this church is a bit big for this type of town, so we won't use that. This is kind of turned into our favorite little community church, mainly because it serves as a graveyard too, which is nice. Not nice that there's people who are dead, but nice for our little town. Okay, so we're gonna go out one more block, but we won't really need to go that far, so something like that. Bring this down. Okay, and then I can delete this and that. And then we'll get, holy cow. Oh my gosh, there we go. A nice little dirt connection there. Okay, so let's zone this up a little bit. I think we'll get another commercial block over here, just a little bit. We don't always need to go to the end, right? That's something that I've really only like appreciated a bit more since I've started this series. Not every single block needs to be used up, especially in a game where we have a ton of buildable space. But we're not crammed for space here. So I think we'll just get a bit more residential development. I really wanted to get a couple of industry buildings over here. Just to kind of increase the theme a little bit. Even though we don't have demand for it, there will be demand in the future, right? Okay, so this is a bit of a forested area. This town's pretty struggling for interesting things, so I think just like a little park right here is perfect. And then what we can do is just take our paths, go with the dirt path, nice, we're already on it. And these dirt paths, amazingly, connect up with parks. So, I mean, that's a bit overkill here, but perhaps we can kind of do something a bit similar. Right here. So yeah, we're gonna connect it up here. Looks great. Nice little community little park. And then also right behind here, we need a path. Let's go with the dirt path. This just increases the visual separation of our residential and commercial. There we go. Then we get a couple trees in here. How about that? Oh, I just want one. Well, not one, but I want a couple. One type of tree. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Oh, and then we forgot the other side too. Okay, so that's pretty much the extent of the zoning we're gonna need. Like, obviously we can keep doing stuff like this, adding in a couple houses every now and then, but we're not really struggling for zoning anymore. But I think what we can do is we can get that farm in now. So yeah, let's go into our farming industry. So we're gonna go into our paint industry tool here. We're gonna go into the biggest one, and I think what we'll do is we'll start with everything right through here. So we'll have some farms in the middle of the town, and then this industry area is going to come down into here. I'll clean it up later, folks. Don't you worry. It looks a bit rough at the moment. We don't really need the farms to go right down through there. Nice. And then how does Pearson look right now? A bit wonky, doesn't it? Okay. Probably try to clean that up a little bit too, Steven. All right, so now that we have Smith Industries, this is going to be Pearson Farms. And we need to make this a bit of a town, don't we? Or a bit of a farming community. So we're going to go into the industries tool, and we're going to go into the farms, and we have everything unlocked already, which is absolutely fantastic. So I think we said we wanted to start up in here. perhaps this which was once, say, a really quiet town, has now developed into quite the large. Well, not really. It's still a small town, but maybe it's developed on top of it, especially this little suburb here. I mean, it's a pretty good location. You can swing down this highway, you swing down this road, get to this highway here, the Highway 401. You can go anywhere in the city. You can hop along here, and then all of a sudden you're over into the town. You're right by Dean Hills. You can drive your car up to the train station if you want to go to the airport. Fantastic. Okay, so I in this spot for our first farm. So let us do that. So here we go, farm main building. Let's place that right there. We're on a bit of a slope here, that's okay. And we got a medium crop field. So this is a barn on this one. Don't necessarily need a barn, but so does that one. Okay, so how do these orchards look? Yeah, we'll go for some apple orchards for this one. Nice. And then I think maybe we can get. Let's actually just take these two, and we're just going to realign them so they line up with this. Awesome. Let's take out any extra trees that don't belong in this little area. And we need water. Of course we need water. It's a farm after all. We definitely need water. Okay, then this guy, I just want to move down ever so slightly. Just like that. Okay, so, you know, fences are always fun to use when you're doing this, but so is dirt paths. So if you just turn off your guidelines, there you go. You can really make it seem like this is maybe like an apple orchard where you go picking in the fall season. So I think this is oranges. I think we'll leave it. It just kind of looks a bit different. Okay, so that is all good at the moment. So theoretically, if this was an apple orchard where you would come and pick apples, I think what we would need is some supporting infrastructure, wouldn't you? So, you know, every time I've gone to something like this, you drive into the farm, they have like a little show going on, like a little fair style type, but you know, there's often like parking lots, but I don't know if this area is going to really fit a parking lot, and I don't really know how detailed I want to go with this, but perhaps maybe we can get a couple of these like fire pits here. That one, not really. How about this one? Wonder if I place it down here, can I use move it to move it around, or will it require road access still? It does. That's unfortunate. You could also make it a park area, but see how far I can go before it loses its mind a little bit. That's as far we can go. That's fine. I thought I had Parkify, but it never seems to really work. It's a mod that allows you to place them anywhere. Let's see. We can probably use some picnic tables out over here, something like that. Yeah, so you come, you pick your apples. Yeah, looks like I got a setup right here. Okay, we're good. But since this is technically a working farm, what we can do is go into the farming area, and we definitely need some storage facilities. So I think we only really need this small barn here. Sorry. Because a lot of the crops that are going to be coming out of here, I want to go directly to other areas. I don't really want them to be stored here. So even with this barn, what I'm going to do is, whoops, I'm just going to put it on empty. And hopefully no one really builds it this way. But you know, this farm will also be producing some other stuff too. So holy cow. Let's get going here, Steven. Perhaps they also have animal pasture for some horses or something. No, that's okay. I don't. Maybe we'll just kind of go with one of these. We don't really need the barn here, do we? Okay, let's. We don't really need the barn for this theme, so let us delete the barn, and I'll go with a silo instead. And the silo will be. We'll have a bit of a dirt road right adjacent to the path here, so we need to go to rural. Just like that. Well, we don't have guidelines on. That would help if we did. There we go. Come on. Just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll just get the silo. It's not really thematic though, you know? I'm always struggling. It's always a debate between do I want to try to stick to the theme or play the game. So yeah, let's just get this barn over here instead. Empty. There we go. Then I'm just going to move this over a bit into the middle. Yeah, that works. That looks nice. Okay, let's just delete this little section here. And I think we need a couple trees in this little build as well. So let's just get a couple of trees right through here. Another one by the barn here. And there we go. So we have one orchard over here. Since we decided to go with an orchard on this side, I think what we need to do is increase the tree coverage through here. Now, this is going to remove some of the fertile soil by planting trees, so we do need to watch out for that. But I think it'll help the theme a little bit if we have, say, a couple of a bit more tree coverage through here. So I'll do that. And you know what I forgot is every farm kind of needs a building to store its things. So I think we'll just place this right here. I think that'll help the theme out a bit, make it look like a bit more of like a real farm area. And I also forgot the fence too. And then we'll have time to just build one more farm, and then we'll leave it at that. So let's turn our guidelines off when we do fences. It's a bit easier to do. We'll drag this fence right through here and right across, and we'll leave it at that. Yeah, because then we're moving into a bit of a different style of fence. I'm not sure what fence that is. Okay, and then we'll just bring this down like that, and then we'll have this one go right down through there. And since this isn't our property after, we'll just have to put a fence around it like that. Yeah, there we go. Cute little orchard. Police in the background. And now let's get a bit of like a more crop style farm. Yeah, we're trying to build up this main corridor here, right? So let us remove the trees first. And look at this, the town's been growing up. Apparently the town's getting too big. My simulation is not running fast at all anymore. Okay, so how far was this one from the road? 18 units. So let us zoom in so we can see how far 18 units is right here. Okay, and we don't have guidelines on, so that would help if we did. And yeah, I think we'll just kind of do that. And then what I'll do is I'll just drag this right across, stop right there, bring it out a bit further, and that is where the extent of this farm is going to be, so it's symmetrical at least. Perhaps it's just the plot of land that they were given. They're all symmetrical, I guess, and we can drag these roads down as well, which probably would make sense for any survey. Then perhaps we can do some things with the middle here, especially this intersection. This intersection could get pretty busy, so I need to keep an eye on that. Anyways, so that is one farm. So an idea that I did have was to make them all individual farms and just make them a couple of levels, but this gives us an opportunity to do some fun things, and that is to get a building, a residential building, and make it look like a farm. So if we go into find it, and here we go. Just need to find a, oh darn, what was the size? 3x3 house that we like. So we're just gonna go right here, 3x3. And I just need to find European suburbia. Nice. Let's find one that is somewhat farm-like. That's nice. Let's let this one come up. Okay, and this one is going to be a bit more crop-based. So what we'll need to do is this one's going to have the barn right beside it, because try to make it seem a bit more like a house, right? So this will also have like a secondary outlet, maybe. Nah, let's go with this one right here, like that. Let's see how this looks. Let's speed up the game here, folks. Holy cow, let's get going. Nice, yeah, it looks like a barn itself, right? It's a nice little farmhouse. They got a garage, they got their barn, and then they got their bigger shed. Okay, so now let's just get a couple of crop fields in here. Ah, so we do have a barn already, right? So perhaps we just need to go with some of these smaller ones. So this is wheat. I think I would rather be growing corn in Ontario. So what we'll do is we'll just keep with this. Here it is. And we'll just keep planting corn. A nice big cornfield. I know these smaller ones don't necessarily give the most efficiency. However, it sure does make for a cool look, doesn't it? Okay, so then we need a bit more corn. So let's keep on growing that corn. Look at that, it ends at the exact level we want it to be. So then we just need to grab a little fence. We'll go with the same one we were using before. Let's turn off our guidelines when we do fences. And this is their property, so I think what we'll do is we'll bring it to connect up like that. It's a bit off. The farmer wasn't using any tools when they were building it. Or any measurement tool. Of course they're building using tools. You need like a hammer and stuff. Silly me. Okay, so then we'll bring this one down to about here. This seems like that's where the easement would be, so we'll leave it at that. And you know what? I think a couple trees are in order. So let's go into the big tree section. Let's grab this tree. Nice, a couple trees right on the corners of their lots. And then a couple big trees right down there. A couple trees over here, hold the dirt down. And I got a big lot over here in case they need to do something with it. Even though it doesn't really look like they can access anything. Now they can. Now they can drive a car down there. So now we'll just bring this down like that. We'll move this tree over. Oh, there's two trees in there. Okay, well. Now there's not two trees in there. Oh my god, there's multiple. What the heck? How many trees did I click in? The same thing for everyone? No, just that instance. Okay, well that was wild. And now they can drive their car through here. Okay, nice. So we got two different types of farms. The fence ends here because I chose to. I don't know, I thought maybe you could have a vehicle come through here, something like that. But yeah, we have two starting farms over here. Pearson Farms is leveling up. We just need enough products to be made. And you know, something I did forget is I wanted to make sure that this was on empty. The reason why it's on empty is is because we have goods that we need to share in other parts of the city. We don't want it to just be held right here. It's just a waste of time if it is, right? So look at all these trucks already leaving. So hopefully the town of Pearson grows up a little bit before the next episode. We don't have any industry popping up yet. That is totally fine. We have a ton more space to grow, and then this more ritzy-ditzy suburb has also been seeing some population growth. So we'll do that. Yeah, you know, I think that's good, folks. So talk to you soon. Don't know when the next video is going to be, but perhaps that first Wednesday of January or something like that. I'll post one. Not committing to anything, but you know, the town of Pearson turned out pretty nicely. It's a good little start, and look at this. It's really filling out the space. Up here, we're gonna have some more building out over this way, but now Cottage Country should also be filled out as well, which is nice. So it'll be for next time. So when I come back full-time January 10th, we'll be starting a new series, and more to hear about that next time I post, because I'll definitely post one more time between now and January 10th, and we'll talk more about the next series then. But it's going to be a prairie-themed city set in the prairies. I haven't fully decided whether or not I'm going to make the map, or I'm just going to use one from the base game. I'm leaning towards the vanilla map because then you can kind of play along with me. I've heard that a few of you enjoy kind of building on the same map as I do while a series is going on. So the vanilla maps make it easy in that sense, because there's a few glitches with porting this map over to Steam, and not everyone has Steam. Has the PC version, right? So I'm leaning towards a vanilla map at the moment, but never know. I haven't decided yet. I got some time. So hope you have a wonderful day, folks. I think this is a pretty cool little shot of the town. So talk to you soon. Peace out.